Hey guys, this is Dirk with DNP Home Inspection, and this is your mentor moment. A big thank you to all of you guys tuning in, and thank you to InterNACHI for supporting this podcast and helping us reach other inspectors, entrepreneurs, and small business owners. I'm really happy you're here, and I'm very humbled that you're here. Thanks for tuning in. Today's topic is about diversitying your services. Let's get start with the truth. Here's the deal. When you diversify your business, you are giving yourself a little bit more um, strategic planning out there. You're giving yourself more opportunities to diverse what you're doing. But every time you do that, it does take away from that one specific thing that you're really, really good at. So don't diversify to the point where you've lost track of where you're at during your business. But this does create those more opportunities for you. So let's get started with this hard truth. If you only offer one thing, you're one distribution away from losing everything, and that's fear. In fact, okay, I'm a big Bible person. And in the Bible, it talks about invest in seven, if not eight different ventures. Now, you can add this to business, you can add it to your finances, you can do things like that. Now, I'm not going to like go into detail about the Bible, but that is a really good piece of advice. So if you're going to put your money where your mouth is, you really should diversify at least a little bit. Okay. I'm not saying go so far that diversifying your services that you're doing so many things it takes away from it, but do it so that you're strategic about it. The most successful people in our industry know this. When you diversify what you offer, you don't just increase your income, you create a stable environment that is relevant to what you're doing, and it's going to reach more people that way. Okay, I see a lot of home inspectors that often do radon, mold testing, drone inspections. They also do WDO and things like that. But again, the more things that you put out there, you're really losing fact of the main purpose while you're there. Our company just does wind mitigations, 4-point inspections, and we do um, our home inspections. Okay, not to mention like the 11-month warranty and diversifying a little bit for expert witness, things like that. There's certain degrees that you want to go into, but if you stretch yourself out too thin, that can be really hurtful. So make sure that when you do that, that you have the right people in the right places, especially if you're owning a bigger business, that you're diversifying those things for those specific uh, places, if that makes sense. So, uh, anyways, put this applies to any business though, okay? A real estate agent could add staging consultations or rental property coaching. A cleaning company could offer pressure washing or maybe even window cleaning in turnover aspects or something to that effect. Because, like, the more, again, you want to specifically target your audience to get more sales. The idea is to drive up volume. Volume will always exceed more than just raising your costs and getting more money versus diversifying and actually reaching out for more money. Like even a personal trainer could offer meal prep classes, for instance, or a virtual accountability sessions. I don't know, something that could be a little bit different. So, what's the natural next step for your client is what you should be looking at. What am I going to do to help my client offer these services? A lot of times, these extra services that I have, I just subcontract them out, like my WDO or my mold mitigations or something to that effect. I want to make sure that they know that, yes, I can do them. Matter of fact, I've been trained in this stuff. Same thing with like sprinkler systems, things like that. I can do all that stuff, but I'd rather have somebody that does it every single day and is really good at it, where I just do it every once in a while. So that's why I don't really diversify too much when it comes to this kind of stuff. Okay, look for gaps in the market. Sometimes the biggest opportunities are where other people aren't looking. Ask yourself, what do people keep asking me about? Okay, what's the next thing? What do I wish I had when I started? Third, what would make my client's life easier? For example, I realized many of my clients didn't just need inspection, they needed someone to check on their houses while they're away. So my wife did home watch services. Okay, it's a simple idea. It actually helps us and it helps them. It's an entirely new revenue stream, especially for those seasonal homeowners. So we do that for our customers. Okay. And we tell them in advance. Uh, okay. Uh, Turn your knowledge into product. You don't have to trade time for money forever. One of the smallest moves you can make is to package your expertise. So, like when I go to a home inspection, a brand new home build, I charge one flat rate. Then, when I come back, I give them half off for the next 11-month warranty. So that way, I keep them in my site and sometimes they'll book right away. So that way, I get that again volume. We're going to keep getting that repeated, the residual income every 5 years, calling up my customers and saying, do you need another wind mitigation? So that way they don't forget about me. And the way I do my home inspections is I make sure that they are taught about their house. So I give it value. And you can do the same thing, whatever business you're in. Give yourself that value. Give them an ebook or a homeowner's maintenance guide. Give them some training course or a checklist or something that can give them some expertise like tutorial videos or something, or even a paid membership group. So you can do these very, very strategically. You've spent years learning this stuff. Why not turn it into something scalable? And it's diversifying yourself, finding a need and filling that need. That's what you need to do, especially when you own a business. You don't have to do everything yourself either. Sometimes diversifying is simple about strategic partnerships, and that's what I've done. I've had these strategic partnerships with other companies so that I can rely on them to do the things that I don't offer. Okay, pair up with someone who offers a service for your customers in need. Then refer each other, maybe even build a joint package. In BNI, they call that a power team. And these power teams get together and we come up with an idea that can help all of us grow. We have a power team of this company called Jettastone and this uh, home cleaner. Okay, both of them, and it's the very best cleaning services. So both of them together and myself can really partner up together and we can help each other out. I partnered up with these people because when the client moves into their home, they need it clean. So I tell them about this. Okay, a lot of times they are complaining about their shower. So I give them the Jettastone. So these are the things that are going to connect these dots together. A lot of times, like I even connected an electrician, I got contractors, I got a roofer, things like that, so that I'm constantly bombarded by what my customer can need. Okay, so I'm collaborating with other businesses, getting people cooked up together so that I become that master connector. I want them to call me first because if they're going to call me first, guess what they're going to do later on? They're going to tell you their friends and everything else. And I'm going to be as friendly as I possibly can to them because they're helping me pay my paycheck. They're helping me pay my house payment. Okay. You can do this with contractors, realtors, insurance agents, handymen, financial planners. Honestly, the sky's the limit on this. Your network is your net worth. So build it really strategically and get that diversifying in there so that you become that expert that the people need. Protect yourself with systems though, okay? As you add services, build systems that can scale. Don't overexceed yourself either. use scheduling software, automated tools, things like that that can help you uh, diversify without doing it poorly because nobody likes a really poor scheduler. I knew this lady that scheduled a one-to-one with someone to cater their wedding, and guess what? She put the wrong date down. Of course, she called and by that time the guy was so frustrated he didn't even go with her. So diversifying doesn't mean chaos. It means being intentional about this because you want to deliver that excellence. You don't want to do things poorly. You want to deliver that excellency. Okay. Build a brand, not just a job. So when you're building your brand, you're going to be the face on this. So here's where I want you to really pay attention, okay? If you're building a brand, not just a paycheck, you want people to see your business as the go-to resource, not just the one-time solution. Diversifying helps you build your depth with your clients. The the deeper the depth, the more those clients are going to be hanging on to you, and that's what you want. You don't want to consistently chase new customers. Use the ones that you've had. You want to serve the same customers in many different ways and long-term loyalty. I had a customer called, did all the windows in his entire house, and now he had problems because these windows and doors weren't installed properly. So he called me back because he knows that I know homes. So I was able to go out there and find out what they were doing. With my thermal reading, I could tell they didn't even insulate it. They didn't even frame them properly. Some of them were actually cockeyed. So I was able to connect them with a contractor. The contractor went out there and was able to win the deal, and they're actually going after the company that installed them in the first place. So these are the networkers that you need to have in your surroundings. Okay, be mindful, shift. Okay, open your hands, open your eyes, listen for opportunities everywhere, but you have to be open to them. That means letting go of the mind that says, I just do one thing. Again, what I'm saying here is yes, you can do one thing, but be mindful of things that you can diversify on or perhaps connect those people together. So you serve people, that's your real business. The thing that you do may change, but your mission doesn't change. You want to serve people. And remember, you're either growing or you're failing or you're falling behind. The market changes, the economy shifts. People need involved. I know a home inspector that does locks on the side. Diversification isn't your defense, it's your offense. It's getting that guard up so that if something falls down, you have somewhere else to go. You have some other form of income. Because let's face it, we're all in this together. Feed your mind for growth. Okay, just like this episode, don't forget you have to put into your mind that will shape your output. Garbage in, garbage out. You're going to hear me say that in other podcasts too. The more stuff that you feed into your brain, the more it's going to come out. But if you put garbage in there, garbage is going to come out. It's kind of like eating a pizza and then going for a run and wondering why your stomach's upset. You probably shouldn't do that, right? So, if you want to see new opportunities, you have to feed yourself with better input. Listen to other podcasts and listen to this one. Read books from people who are doing it right. Hang out with those people as well. Follow people who challenge your thinking, not just validate it. That's why I like to do one-to-ones with people because I'm really getting to know their business and then I ask them questions, okay? So stay hungry and stay teachable. That's how you spot the next opportunity before someone else does. Now, here's my final thought. You don't need to become a jack of all trades overnight. Just start by asking, what so one more way that I can serve my customers better or the current customers I have? What's something I know that I can turn into a product or a service? Someone that can generate some more income. Who can I partner with to expand without burning out? Diversifying your services is not about doing more for the sake of it. It's about creating more paths to impact. The building of, of businesses can thrive even when one part slows down. So we always want to be thinking ahead. Always try to do your best and focus on the big thing first and then look at the diversifying that you can do throughout your business. Anyways, thanks again for tuning in this week to the Mentor Moment. I'm Dirk with DMP Home Inspection. If this helped you, send it to a friend, send it to a business owner or someone who just needs to hear it. And always inspect what you expect. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and stay growing. Blessings to you and your family. Bye.